राम 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 सर्वेभ्यः नमो नमः सुप्रभातम्। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। सर्वेभ्यः हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। गतकक्षायां व्यञ्जनसन्धिविषये अस्माभिः चर्चितं। तत्र श्रुत्वसन्धिः, ष्टुत्वसन्धिः तथैव जस्वसन्धिः इति एतत्त्रयम् अस्माभिः पूर्वं दृष्टम्। अधुना साक्षात् अग्रिमसन्धिं प्रति गच्छामः। The next sandhi that we are going to learn in the Vyanjana Sandhi is Anunasika Sandhi. As the name suggests, like in the previous sandhis that we have already learned, it is the outcome or the final form which is what is represented by the name of the sandhi, which is Anunasika Sandhi in this case. We all know the fifth letter of every varga, ka, cha, ta, ta, pa, the vargas, the fifth letters of it, which is ng, nya, na, ma. This is what is called Anunasika Varna. And in any sandhi where the result or the outcome is these letters, such a sandhi we call it as Anunasika Sandhi. So we will see the rules of Anunasika Sandhi now quickly. As we can see here, Padante ka kha ga gha yadi bhavati tattu purvavarne bhavet anantaram paravarne nga nya na na ma ityukte Anunasika varnaha yadi bhavati tada kim bhavati पूर्ववर्णस्य स्थाने क ख ग घ इति एतेषां स्थाने तद्वर्गस्य एव पञ्चमाक्षरं भवति। एवं अन्य स्थलेषु अपि. So if the Purvavarna is belonging to Kavarga, then in the influence of any other Anunasika, the Purvavarna will be replaced with the fifth letter of that particular Varga. अत्र पूर्ववर्णस्य स्थाने वर्गपञ्चमस्य विकल्पेन आदेशः भवति. So there is a vikalpa. Vikalpa means optionally. This sandhi can occur optionally. So we have both the forms. One is with the replacement and one more is without the replacement, which is the same. So that is the optional way where Anunasika Sandhi occurs. यदा पदान्ते स्थितेभ्यः वर्गीयव्यञ्जनेभ्यः अनुनासिकव्यञ्जनानि पराणि भवन्ति तदा तेषाम् इत्युक्ते वर्गीयव्यञ्जनानां स्थाने तत्तद्वर्गीयः पञ्चमः वर्णः नाम अनुनासिकः विकल्पेन आदेशः भवति. उदाहरणानि पश्यामः. वाक् मयम् इति भवति. तत्र किं भवति? गकारः अस्ति अत्र, अनन्तरं मकारः परवर्णे वर्तते, अतः अत्र अनुनासिकसन्धेः प्रसङ्गः विद्यते. किं भवति? गकारस्य स्थाने तद्वर्गस्यैव पञ्चमाक्षरं ङकारः भवति, तर्हि वाङ्मयम् इति रूपं भवति. एवमेव विद्युत् नगरी इति अन्यद् उदाहरणं स्वीकुर्मः. विद्युत् नगरी, अत्र तकारस्य स्थाने नकारः विद्युन्नगरी इति भवति. एवं पञ्चमाक्षरस्य आदेशः भवति. इतोपि उदाहरणानि पश्यामः. कृपया हस्तं प्रसारयन्तु. I will call out few students' names so you can try answering some of the examples here. Okay. Shankar Mahodaya, can you please try answering this?
Jagatnathah, Jagannathah.
समीचीनं. जगन्नाथः, तकारस्य स्थाने नकारः भवति. समीचीनं धन्यवादाः
धन्यवादः
नेक्स्ट वन प्रकाश मोहिनी भगिनी कैन यू ट्राई दिस
स्थाने णकारः भवति तो षण्मुखः
समीचीनं षण्मुखः इति भवति उत्तमं धन्यवादाः श्रीनिवासन महोदय द नेक्स्ट वन
स्थाने so वांग निश्चयः
समीचीनं वाङ् निश्चयः इति भवति समीचीनं धन्यवादाः नेक्स्ट रजनी भगिनी कैन यू ट्राई द नेक्स्ट वन
विपद नास्ति द स्थाने न will use
समीचीनं
विपन्नास्ति
समीचीनं धन्यवादाः विपन्नास्ति विपत् नास्ति विपन्नास्ति इति भवति समीचीनम् अग्रिमं जयराम महोदय
तन्मे
तत् मे तन्मे समीचीनं नकारः भवति तन्मे धन्यवादाः अग्रे गोपालकृष्ण महोदय द लास्ट वन
नमस्ते राम राम
नमस्ते
चिददि चिद चिद चिदचिन्मयः
हाँ चिदचित् मयः
चिद
चिदचिन्मयः समीचीनं
चिन्मयः
समीचीनं कैन यू आइडेंटिफाई इफ देयर इज एनी अदर संधि इन द फर्स्ट वर्ड
चिद I
There's
cannot.
sandhi here. Okay, no problem. I will just tell about that. Chit, achit, basically chidachit. So that is a gesto sandhi is there in the first portion. Chit, achit,
Chid, okay.
chidachid, then chidachin mayaha, chidachin mayaha. Evam bhavati. Dhanyawadaha.
धन्यवादः.
Okay, so hope this is clear. So the only requirement here is the vargiya vyanjana should be there in the padanta, and then the should be followed by the Paravarna, which should be a Anunasika. Then in that influence, the Purvavarna will be replaced with its respective Vargas Anunasika. Okay. We will now go to the next Sandhi, which is also similar in terms that where the Purvavarna is Makara. This is a very specific case when Purvavarna is half Makara and Paravarna is any Vyanjana. Paravarna can be any Vyanjana. In that case, what will happen? We will get the Adesha as the Anuswara. So the name suggests Anuswara. The final outcome is Anuswara here. So if you remember, even in previous classes, we have seen this in Prathama and Dvitiya as well. So for example, if you have Ramam as the word, Ramam, and then if it is followed by say any swara, for example, Ramam aham namami, for example, then in such cases half makara will be retained. If it is a swara, it will be retained as such. But if you are directly using any vyanjana here, Ramam vande, for example, here Ramam vande, then what will happen? This makara will change to Anuswara. So that is this exact sandhi, that is Anuswara sandhi. Whenever there is half makara followed by a vyanjana, then the half makara will be changed to Anuswara. So let us see. Makarasya sthane Anuswaraha bhavati. Let us see this, read this definition as well. यदा पदान्ते स्थितात् मकारात् व्यञ्जनं परं भवति तदा मकारस्य स्थाने Anuswara adeshah bhavati. So let us see a few examples of this. This is a very simple or a straightforward sandhi, very easy to understand. Patham pathati. What will happen? Let us see. Patham, patha, m is there, and then pa is a vyanjana. So automatically it will become patham pathati. So there is no difference in any further pronunciation or etc. But it is just patham pathati. Ekam gadyam, same way, ekam, and then in place of makara, we will be replacing it with anuswara, and then it becomes ekang gadyam. So this is the first portion of how the makara, half makara would change in influence of any other vyanjana. It changes to anuswara, and outcome is anuswara, and hence the sandhi name is Anuswara Sandhi. So let us see a few more examples. This is very straightforward. So Krishnam Vande, it will become Krishnam Vande. Of course, while pronouncing, there will be another sandhi that will also occur after this, which we'll see shortly as well. Krishnam Vande, while pronouncing together, it will become Krishnam Vande. That is the next one, where this Anuswara also will change to the Savarna of what is there in the Paravarna, whatever is there. So that is why that is a separate sandhi itself. We will see it. So usually this is an intermediate form. You can think in that way. So Satyam Vada, Satyam Vada. That will be the final way how we will be pronouncing in any shlokas, etc. And similarly here also, Dhanam Dehi. What will happen is again the Anuswara will be replaced with the fifth letter of the Varga Varga of the Paravarna. So it will become Dhanandehi, actual pronunciation later. So, but this sandhi is here with respect to the Anuswara. Vartam Patha, Vartam Patha, Graham Vartate, Graham Vartate, Graham Vartate, the advanced way of pronouncing it. And then Nadyam Jalam, Nadyam Jalam, then that will again be changed or transformed to Nadyan Jalam based on the next sandhi that we are going to see. Hope this is clear. Wherever the padantat makarat param yadi vyanjanam bhavati tada makarasya sthane anuswarah bhavati. So that is the only change that will be seen in this sandhi. So now let us see the next sandhi, which I gave an introduction just before. Parasavarna sandhihi. So as the name suggests, the paravarna, whatever is the paravarna, that corresponding savarna. Savarna is a similar vowel or a similar uh, similar varna will come as the outcome of the sandhi. So first one is anuswara. Whenever there is an anuswara and that is being followed by the vargiya vyanjanas, when it is followed by the vargiya vyanjanas here, corresponding fifth letter of these varga will be replaced. So ng, ny, n, and ma will be the outcomes. So that is the first portion. If it is ya and then l or wa, if these three letters are there, the corresponding Anunasika variant of those letters would be coming as the outcome. So we just saw in previous example also, wherever it is va, the Anunasika vakara will come. Aham vande, aham vande. And similarly, a few examples for yakara and lakara also. Tam yam, if you see tayyam, so that's how we will pronounce. That is the Anunasika yakara. And tam lila manusham, tal lila manusham. So tam lila manusham, tal lila manusham, etc. So the Anunasika variant of these three letters will come as the outcome. Atra anuswarasya sthane Parasavarna adeshah bhavati. This is a nitya samasa. That means this is not optional, but this is how this is what will occur whenever it is pada madhya. When it is in between a word, then this word is coming. Whenever we say padanta, even in the previous example somewhere we saw padanta. What is a padanta? As per the Vyakarana Shastra, padam nama subtingantam padam. Any subanta or a tinganta, a nama pada or a kriya pada is called a pada. And in such ending of such words, ending of padas, if you find certain letters, then the sandhi occurs. That is padanta sandhi or pada sandhi. So this is pada madhya. Even in between the word, it is possible. Let us see the definition. यदा पदमध्ये अनुस्वारात् वर्गीयव्यञ्जनानि पराणि भवन्ति तदा अनुस्वारस्य स्थाने तत्तद्वर्गस्य पञ्चमः तन्नाम अनुनासिकः वर्णः आदेशः नित्यं भवति. अपि च यदा य ल व परे भवन्ति तदा अनुस्वारस्य स्थाने अनुनासिक यकार लकार वकार आदेशाः क्रमेण भवन्ति. उदाहरणं पश्यामः. शं कते इति पदमध्ये अस्ति. एतत्तु भिन्नं पदम् इति नास्ति, परं तदा किं भवति? अनुस्वारस्य स्थाने ककारस्य सः यदा तत्र उच्चारणं भवति तदा किं भवति? ककारस्य स्थाने पञ्चमाक्षरं भवति ङकारः. इत्युक्ते एतस्य स्थाने ङकारः आदेशः भवति. This is based on the kakara because that is the panchama vargiya vyanjana and its corresponding fifth letter will be the adesha. So finally the form will be shankate. Similarly, samvatsaraha, here it will be anunasika vakara and samvatsaraha and then samvatsaraha. So this part is optional. The anunasika yakara vakara or lakara is an optional thing, and hence both ways we can pronounce. Samvatsaraha is also right. Samvatsaraha is also right. Evam bhavati. Agre pashyamaha kim bhavati iti. We'll see a few examples. And this is the second type of Parasavarna Sandhi, where Purvavarnaha, yadi Purvavarne ta tha da dha na bhavati, Paravarnaha lakaraha bhavati. So in the previous case, what we saw was Anuswara is there in the Purvavarna, followed by Lakara. We used to get Anunasika Lakara. Now, another special case is when Tavarga is also there. When Tavarga is also there, followed by Lakara, then we get Adesha of Lakara itself if it is the first four letters, not the Anunasika variant. And if it is Nakara, since Nakara is Anunasika Varna, in the influence of Lakara, it gets a Anunasika Lakara. That is the only difference, but Lakara is the Adesha that we get here. So let's see. Atra tavargasya sthane l or l adeshah bhavati. Yada tavargiya vyanjanat lakaraha paraha bhavati, tada tavargasya sthane lakaraha adeshah bhavati. Nakaraha bhavati chet anunasika lakaraha adeshah bhavati. We'll see an example for that. Tad labhaya dakaraha asti tasya sthane lakaraha bhavati. Tal labhaya will be the final form of this. Similarly, vidwan likhati, vidwan nakarah asti, tatra lakarasya pare kim bhavati? Vidwal likhati. So that will be the final form of this sandhi. Vidwan likhati. So the pronunciation aspect is very subtle in whenever we pronounce the anunasika ya, la and va letters. So la is the plain lakara. La, with the help of nose, when we pronounce it, it becomes anunasika variant. So there are two types of Parasavarna Sandhi which we just now saw. The first one, the type 1 is where Anuswara is there as the Purvavarna, followed by any Vyanjanas. Then the corresponding fifth letter of the Vyanjana will be the Adesha. Or Anunasika followed by Ya, Va, La, Anunasika variants of the same letters will occur. The second case is Tavarga followed by Lakara only. This is the only special case. There also we get the Adesh of Lakara. So now let us see a few examples. Yamini Bhagini, can you try answering this?
Namo Namaha.
Namaste.
Anuswara mu and Anuswara asti and Paravarna cha. So cha varga end will be cha cha jajanya. So it will become munchati.
Samichinam, very good. Munchati will be the final form of this. Dhanyavadaha. Okay, next one. Sarita Bhagini, can you try answering this?
लेखनं अनुस्वारस्य स्थाने कवर्गस्य पञ्चम लेखनं कुरु इति भवति.
समीचीनं. लेखनं कुरु इति भवति. ङकारः भवति. Lekhanang kuru. And whenever, so one important thing is, in between the word, if it is a padamadhya, then in such cases, it is always a nitya sandhi, because the sandhi is definitely needed. It is not optional. But if it is between the words, padante, if the anuswara is coming at the padanta, like lekhanam is actually a word, then in such cases, you have it optionally. You can do the sandhi or not, depending on your wish. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Adityan Mahodaya.
Dhanam dehi. Dhanam dehi.
Samichinam. Dhanan dehi or dhanam dehi, optionally we can use it.
Dhanyosmi.
Astu. Next, Ravi Shankar Mahodaya, can you try answering this one? Next one.
Hari Om Acharya.
Hari Om.
Patat Lekhani. So here Patal Lekhani.
Very good. Yes, Samichinam. Patal Lekhani will be the outcome. Yes, Dhanyavadaha. Next, Vidya Bhagini.
Namo Namah.
Namaste.
This is Sallapaha. Sallapaha.
Very good. Sallapaha, Samlapaha. Sallapaha is Anunasika Lakara variant. Dhanyavadaha. Next, Gopala Krishnan Mahodaya.
Ram.
Namaste.
Tadlayaha.
Dakarasya sthane. Samichinam. Dakarasya sthane Lakarah bhavati. So, Tallayaha, it will become Tallayaha will be the form. Second variant of the Parasavarna Sandhi. Dhanyavadaha. Astu. So, hope it is clear now. So, what we saw just now, the three sandhis that we covered so far, if we just recollect, one is Anunasika Sandhi, where the outcome is the fifth letter of the Varga. That is in the influence of basically the fifth letters in the Paravarna, and in the Purvavarna, it will be the Vargiya Vyanjanas. So that is, for example, if you consider Tat Mayaha, Tan Mayaha will be an example of Anunasika Sandhi. Next, we saw Anuswara Sandhi, where if ending is Makara followed by any Vyanjana, the Makara, half Makara would change to Anuswara. That is Anuswara Sandhi. The following one is Parasavarna Sandhi, where Anuswara itself, whatever was the half Makara that was replaced by Anuswara, is now getting replaced with the Varga Panchamakshara, that is Parasavarna Sandhi. We can just recollect the three Sandhis that we have seen. Moving on to the next Sandhi, where it is Chhatva Sandhi. Okay, the name again suggests the final outcome will have Chakara in the Sandhi, final Sandhi that we see. So, Adeshaha Chha iti bhavati. When is this? So this is having a bit more rules here. If you see, we have a Purvavarna, Paravarna, and then also there is a Madhyavarna. So let us see a few examples, and it will be easy to understand. If the Paravarna is any swara or ya, va, ra, la, ma, or na, any of these letters, and Purvavarna is any of these first letters of the Varga, in between if there is a Shakara. In such case, we will get cha as the Adesha. Let us see the definition as well as some of the examples. Shakarasya sthane chakaraha adeshah bhavati. पदान्ते स्थितात् तत्तद्वर्गीय प्रथमव्यञ्जनात् परस्य शकारस्य स्थाने छकारः आदेशः विकल्पेन भवति. यदि शकारात् परे स्वराः अथवा य, व, र, ल, म, न इत्येते वर्णाः भवन्ति. Let us see a few examples. वाक् शरः इति अस्ति. इदानीं ककारः अस्ति अत्र, शकारः अपि अस्ति. शकारस्य परः इत्युक्ते परवर्णे what is being followed by shakara, so that is akara here. In such case, the shakara will change to cha, and then it will become vakcharaha or vaksharaha. Both of these are possible, vakcharaha or vaksharaha. Similarly, tach shivaha, there is another example. If we consider this here, what will happen is tach shivaha, tach shivaha. We will get finally this tat shivaha as the outcome, or tat shivaha. Both we can use. Now, if we just pay a bit more attention to this example that we have seen here, actually, if you can understand, this is basically the first starting form would have been tat shivaha, for example. From there, based on the Chhatva Sandhi, the Takara is changed to Chakara. So that is why we have this Tach Shivaha as the starting form for Chhatva Sandhi. And then this Chakara, in the influence of Shakara, since it's followed by a Swara, we have Tach Shivaha as the final form. The Shakara will be replaced with Cha. So what this also signifies is, after Chhatva Sandhi is done, there is still room, or there is probably a scope for the Chhatva Sandhi, and that is what we can see it as an example here. Okay, so now let us see a few other examples here. Amita Bhargava Bhagini, can you try this?
Shvasaha. The bashtutvam will become cha, and chatvam sha will become cha. So it will become
Samichinam.
uchvasaha or
Samichinam.
uchvasaha.
Samichinam. That's right. So the ut shwasaha, uchwasaha, how it will happen is based on first is the Chhatva and then followed by Chhatva. Dhanyavadaha, well answered. Next one, Nalini Bhagini, can you try this?
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Tach shariram chakarah, in between chakarah is asti, ataha tach shariram.
Tat chariram, samichinam. Tat chariram. Yeah. Okay, very good. Next one, Prema Bhagini, can you answer this?
Bishak Shaktihi. Ka will be replaced by ich. Bishak Shaktihi.
Yeah, so basically, Sha will be replaced with Cha. Basically, that's how that is the Chhatva Sandhi here, basically. So what will happen is Bhishak Chaktihi. This is how you will get the form. And there is also sometimes there is Bhishak Chaktihi will be the final form in this case. The ka will not change to anything. Okay. Yeah, sure. Dhanyawadaha. Next, Sudha Bhagini, can you answer this?
Namaste.
Namaste.
Madhuluchete. Sha will become cha.
Correct.
Madhulichete.
Samichinam. Madhulichete will be the final form. Okay. Dhanyawadaha. Next, Shantala Bhagini, can you try this?
Trishtup chak chak chakwai.
Samichinam. Trishtup Shakvari iti anyaha chandasaha nama. Trishtup chandaha Shakvari chandaha ityadi. Trishtup Shakvaryau Trishtup Chakvaryau iti rupam bhavati. Astu. Dhanyawadaha. Next, Anna Mary Bhagini, can you try this?
Namaste.
Namaste.
Etat shrutva.
Samichinam. Etat shrutva. Here there are two steps. One is takara also will change to chakara based on the shtutva sandhi, and then shakara will change to chakara. So these are the two steps that we will actually see, but here we have just shown directly the outcome. So etat shrutva, that will be the final form. Astu. Dhanyawadaha. Now, so far we have seen these adesha sandhis where we have one replacement of a set of letters or one letter with the adesha that we get. Now the next Vyanjana Sandhi that we are going to learn is Namudagama Sandhi, basically where this is the final outcome. That's why Ngam is coming. Basically, that is again following the Maheshwara Sutrani. So basically, Ngam is a set of 3 letters, which is Ng, N, sorry, Ng, N, and N. So this 3 letters is called Ngam, basically, and hence this is what is coming as the Adesha, sorry, as Agama, and hence it is called Ngamut Agama Sandhi. So Agama ityanena, this letter is getting introduced along with the existing letters. So there's no letter that will be replaced by these letters. So this is one of the Agama Sandhis that we are learning. So Hrasvaha Bhavet Purvavarnasya Katham Bhavet ityukte Purvavarnasya Purvam Kim Syat Hrasvaha Swaraha Bhavet. Anantaram Padante Ngakaraha. Ng, N, or N. Any of these 3 letters should be there as the Padanta, followed by any Swara. Paravarne Swaraha Syat. In such case, we get Ng, N, N, these 3 letters as the Adesha. So, sorry, as the Agama. So, we will see an example here. Yada Hrasvat Pare Ngakara Nakara Nakara ityete Varnaha Bhavanti. Te न इत्येते वर्णाः च पदान्ते भवन्ति तेभ्यश्च न इत्येतेभ्यः वर्णेभ्यः यदि स्वरः परः भवति तदा न इत्येतेभ्यः परे एते एव वर्णाः द्वित्वरूपेण they will come as a द्वित्वा वर्णाः क्रमेण आगमाः भवन्ति. Let us see the example. San api this is the place where nakara is there, and before that hrasva akara is there. Sun, in this it's sun, and then the following is any swara. So here the swara is there. What will happen? San api, it introduces one more nakara, and then the final form will be san api. So if you see in the final form, the Purvavarna nakara is also there, the Paravarna akara is also there. It is not replacing any of these. Only an introduction of one more new letter has come, which is the same kind of the Purvavarna, which is in this case it is nakara. So sannapi, whenever you see a dvitva, you can think dvitva of these three letters only, na, or nga. The kavarga panchamakshara, tavarga panchamakshara, or tavarga panchamakshara. So let's see one more example. Pratyang atma. So here again, ngakara gets introduced. So it will become pratyang atma. One quick reminder to note here is the Purva Varna, the before Varna of Purva Varna should be a Hrasva Swara. If it, for example, if it was instead of San Api, if it was San Api, for example, or Tan Api, okay, Tan Api, then it would not have introduced this one more Nakara. The Agama would not have happened. Tan Api is not a right way, or that Sandhi will not occur. So the Purva Varna should be followed, or it should be following a Hrasva Swara. That is very important for this Sandhi. Let us now see a few examples. As this is very straightforward. Likhan atra, there is Hrasva Swara, and after that it is Nakara, and then followed by a Swara, and hence one more Nakara gets introduced. So Likhan atra will be the final form. Similarly, Sugan Ishaha, Sugannishaha, Ekasminnapi, Ekasminnapi, Dvitva has occurred, and then similarly Pratyang Asti, Pratyang Asti. Then Santvayan Aha, Santvayan Aha, Kshipan Iha, Kshipanniha. So this is how this Sandhi occurs. So this is a very natural Sandhi if you really look into it, because whenever we are, say, for example, Kshipanniha, we are trying to tell it together, Kshipan Iha, Kshipanniha, 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 that Nakara Dvitva automatically comes. So Kshipanniha, that will be the final outcome of this Sandhi. So this is the Agama Sandhi that we have learned. Namudagama Sandhi. Next, going to another Sandhi which we have already seen in some of the lessons that we have learned. Some of the examples we would have seen, like Balakan Tatra, Balakans Tatra. We would have seen that usage. And similarly, Kasminchit Agrahare, or something like that, we have already seen in the examples. So this Sandhi is called Satva Sandhi, because Sakara is what is coming at the outcome. And since Padante Nakaraha asti, Nakaraha Anunasika Varnaha vartate, and hence in that place you are getting an Anuswara basically, and then you are getting the Sakara. Padante Nakaraha yada bhavati, Paravarnaha ta tha cha cha or ta tha cha bhavataha. In such case, the Adesha will be the with an Anuswara, the Sakara will be the Adesha. Now, as a consequence of Shtutva Sandhi and Shtutva Sandhi, this Sakara will get changed to either Shakara or Shakara depending on the case. So if it is Ta or Tha, directly it will be Sakara. If it is Cha or Cha, then it will be the with the Anuswara, then you will have Shakara. And then if it is Ta or Tha, based on the Shtutva Sandhi, this will become Shra. That is the only further change or development that can occur after this Satva Sandhi happens. So let us quickly see this, the definition as well. Padantasya nakarasya sthane sakaraha adeshah bhavatah. यदा नकारान्तात् पदात् च छ ट ठ त थ इत्येते वर्णाः परे भवन्ति तदा नकारस्य स्थाने नित्यं सकारादेशः भवति. सकारादेशानन्तरं सकारात् पूर्वस्य स्वरस्य स्थाने अनुनासिक आदेशः भवति अथवा सकारात् पूर्वम् अनुस्वारः आगमः भवति. So let us see the example here. बालान् तदा अत्र किं भवति? बालांस्तदा बालांस्तदा इति उभयथापि अस्माभिः उच्चारणं कर्तुं शक्यते. बालांस्तदा बालांस्तदा तत्र अनुनासिक श्रुतिः अपि श्रोतुं शक्यते. Similarly, shlokan tikabhihi. So how do you understand the shlokas? Through the tikas. So maybe you wanted to say that in the statement. Shlokan tikabhihi adhyetum shakyate. Shlokam tikabhihi iti tatra rupam bhavati. So this is what will happen. The Shtutva Sandhi also occurs here in the second step. So shlokan tikabhihi, shlokans tikabhihi, slokams tikabhihi. So this how is the outcome of this Satva Sandhi. So now let us see. Mahati Bhagini, can you try answering this?
Asman staraya, asman staraya.
Samichinam. Asman staraya. Very good. Dhanyavadaha. Okay. Next, Ravi Shankar Mahodaya, can you try this?
Bhavash-chalati. Bhavansh-chalati.
Samichinam. Bhavansh chalati will be the final form. Bhavan chalati, bhavansh chalati will be the correct one. Yes. Samichinam. Dhanyavadaha. Next, Jairam Mahodaya.
Shishunschadaya.
Samichinam. Shishumschadaya will be the final answer for this. Shishumschadaya. So Shishun Chadaya is there. Shishuns it would become. And then after that, since Sakara in the influence of Chavarga, Shtutva Sandhi occurs. And then Cha will be, Shakara will come. Shishumschadaya. The next one. Kurvan Thankaram. What will happen? Let us see. Shantara Bhagini, can you try this?
पूर्वं टङ्कारः शकार अनुस्वारः भवति तदनन्तरं टकारस्य नकारस्य स्थाने स्तुत्वसन्धि भवति शकारः भवति
Samichinam. Kurvam Shthankaram. Either way we can pronounce it. Dhanyavadaha. Next one, we'll see. Padmavati Bhagini, can you try this?
Yes, sir. Vadayan charati nakarasya sthane Anuswaram and Sakaram agachati. So and Chhatva Sandhi takes place. So
Samichinam.
Vadayam
Charati. Samichinam. Vadayam charati will be the form here. Dhanyavadaha. Next, Rajini Bhagini.
Sagaran tarati. So sa will take place. Sagaran starati.
Samichinam. Sagaram starati. Samichinam. Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyavada.
Okay. So now this was the Satva Sandhi that we saw. Satva, Chhatva and other things. We have seen these Sandhis. One another very common Sandhi that we come across is Purvasavarna Sandhi. in the initial portion, we had seen Parasavarna Sandhi. Here it is Purvasavarna Sandhi. What is the difference? Difference is that Parasavarna means it is the Savarna of the Paravarna. That's the only thing. Here it's Purvasavarna. So it will be the Savarna letter of the Purvavarna. So that is the outcome. That will be the final the thing that will be seen in the Sandhi in this particular case. Here, what are the rules? Other rules here is Paravarna should be a Hakara. Any Vargiya Vyanjana, okay, the first 5 cases that we are seeing here, any Vargiya Vyanjana, the first 4 letters of the Varga specifically, followed by Hakara, okay, followed by Hakara, then Purvasavarnaha Adeshaha Bhavati. Purvasavarna of what? Purvasavarna of this letter, basically Purvasavarna of this Hakara. That means to say, whatever characteristics Hakara has, that corresponding letter from the Varga will be replaced. That is the outcome of the Sandhi. Now, if you see the attributes of Hakara, Hakara is a Mrudu Vyanjanam. First attribute is Mrudu Vyanjanam, and it is a Mahaprana. So now, in this Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, which are the Mrudu Vyanjanas? The Vargasya Tritiya Chaturtha Panchamakshirani Mrudu Vyanjanani. So Ga and Gha, it will leave us out with Ga and Gha. Another attribute of Hakara, if we remember, it is Mahaprana. And then, which is the Mahaprana letter among these two? That is Ghakara. So finally, Ghakara will be the outcome, or that is what is the Adesha that we get. So the same way, Cha, Dha, Tha, and Bha will be the final outcome in the Sandhi after the Sandhi has happened. So whenever if we see in any Sandhi, we are seeing the 4th letter in the outcome, then we can say that this is a Purvasavarna Sandhi and a Hakara has to be there when we do the Padacheda. So that is how we can decipher or basically split the Sandhi. Another one where the Purvasavarna occurs is another special case where Ut Upasarga is there. Ut Upasarga is there, the Dakara is there basically, followed by Stha, that is for the Dhatus, Stha or Stambha for these 2 Dhatus. Then we get Thakara as the Adesha. Utthanam, you would have heard the word Utthanam. Utthana, Uda, then Stha Dhatu is there. Instead of, in place of Sakara, Stha Dhatu, you are getting Thakara, basically Utthanam. That's how the form will come. Okay. So now let us see a few examples of this and the definition as well. So Atra Paravarnasya sthane Purvasavarnaha Adeshaha Bhavati. ng m n इत्येतान् वर्जयित्वा इत्युक्ते अनुनासिकवर्णान् वर्जयित्वा अवशिष्टेभ्यः वर्गीयव्यञ्जनेभ्यः परस्य हकारस्य स्थाने पूर्वसवर्णः नाम तत्तद्वर्गस्य चतुर्थवर्णः विकल्पेन आदेशः भवति. So this is also vikalpa. Vikalpa means it's optional. Let us see a few examples. Vanik hasati. So again, here in all these cases, you can also assume a Chhatva Sandhi that has already occurred. So Vanik would be the word, basically Vanik hasati. From that Kakara would have changed to Gakara based on the Chhatva Sandhi. And then Hasati is there, Hakara is there. So now Ha will be replaced with Ghakara, which is the 4th letter of the Kavarga. So final form will be Vanig Ghasati. Vanig Hasati, Vanig Ghasati. Whenever you hear the Mahaprana, the 4th letter, you can immediately know that it is based on this Purvasavarna Sandhi. Similarly, the other example, another case we had seen was Ud Sthanam Sakarasya Sthane Akaraha Adeshaha Bhavati. Utthanam will be the form. And optionally, the next step, what will happen will be here one the Dvitva Thakara, of the Dvitva Thakara, one Thakara will be eliminated. So Utthanam is the form that we get. Let us see few examples here. I request students to raise your hands. So those who have not got a chance so far, I would probably request if you can raise your hands and try out some of these. Okay, Anna Mary Bhagini, can you try next one here?
Namaste. Vag harihi. Vag harihi.
Very good. Vagharihi will be the form, or Vagharihi. Either way we can use it. It's an optional way of doing the Sandhi. Dhanyavadaha. Going to the next example, let us see. Sarita Bhagini.
Tadhi will become tadhi.
Samichanam. Tadhi. So tadhitapas, tadhitapaha, etc., which comes in the Vedas and other places. You can note that this Sandhi has occurred in such cases. Okay, next. Aj halau. Let us see what will be this. Yamini Bhagini.
Ajjalau.
Samichanam. Ajhalau. Okay. This what will be here. Ajhalau. Ach means basically the swaras. Hal means basically the vyanjanas. Ajhalau means all the letters basically. This is based on the Maheshwara Sutrani. Just for your information. Okay. Next one. Let us see this. Gopalakrishnan Mahodaya.
Shadkhaya. Shashkaya.
No. What will happen is we will be replacing Hakara with the fourth letter of the Varga, which is Dhakara. So this is what will happen here. Shadhayaha. 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 Both are correct. Dhanyavadaha. Okay, we'll see a few more examples here. Let us see. Prakash Mohini Bhagini.
Abhrada.
Samichanam. Abhradaha. Yes, Samichanam. Hakarasya sthane bhakaraha adeshah bhavati. Abhradaha. Agrimam. Let's see the last one. Uttathaya. Basically it is sthaya because the stha dhatu is there. Let us see what will happen here in this case. Rajini Bhagini.
Uttadhaya.
Uthaya directly.
Uttadhaya.
Yeah, Uthaya. It's basically here it is sthaya should have been there because stha dhatu is there and hence that will be the outcome there. Dhanyavadaha. Okay, so now we have seen these sandhis in today's class, and we have covered most of the Vyanjana Sandhis. Of course, there are a few more which is not scope of Tritiya, and mostly these are the examples which we have also seen in the Tritiya lessons as well so far, whatever we have seen, and also in future that we'll be learning. So just to summarize the Sandhi itself, the topic of Sandhi itself, wherever there is samhita, that is wherever there is a closeness or a proximity of the letters when we pronounce, there will be certain changes that happens, and we will be able to know that by the pronunciation or basically from the sound. That concept is called Sandhi. Padanam atyantam samipyam samhita yatra samhita bhavati tatra kvachit varna vyatyaha. There is a change in the letters is possible, and that itself is called Sandhi. Based on which letter is getting affected, we classify it as either a Swara Sandhi or Vyanjana Sandhi or Visarga Sandhi. And then we see how, like, what is the actual change that is happening, and based on the change we are naming the sandhi, and that is the outcome. That is what we'll be seeing at the outside, or the final outcome of the sandhi. So this is what is there, the gist of the sandhi topic in Vyakaranam. So now, as I told, this is one very beautiful course that you can actually explore. It's an interactive tool also to practice sandhi, and there is also an application on iPhone. There is App Store and also on Play Store for both Android and iOS. The name of the app is also Sandhi itself, so you can search for Sanskrit from home or vyoma-samskrta-pathasala and Sandhi in the App Store. You will be able to find this app. So on the go, also you can practice, keep referring to the rules of the Sandhi and master this. So now my call for you is as a homework. I mean, there's no submission, but for you to understand this concept of Sandhi very well, I request you to maybe let me. Okay, so what needs to be done is, for all the sandhis that we have learned so far, we have learned sandhi by sandhi. We have created a table, and we have practiced that way as the rules of the table and so on. But now what you'll have to do is try to consolidate everything. For example, for the swara sandhis, we had done this exercise when we were in Prathama, basically. So you need to draw a very big table, a matrix, basically a matrix of all the swaras, and see how, with the influence of various swaras, how it is going to happen. Like for example, we'll start with a here, and then also the column wise also. So this will be the Purvavarna. Whatever you write in this columns will be Purvavarna, and this will be the Paravarna basically. So here also you write a, same way you will write a, and similarly all the swaras basically E and so on. And then similarly in the column wise also you write all the swaras that are there, a, E, E and so on, like this. And now whatever you see here, whatever you are going to fill it inside this one will be your um, basically the outcome of the sandhi. For example, a and a, whenever this happens, this is a savarna dirgha sandhi, and you can actually write this will be replaced with a. Okay, so that is the outcome that you will see as this sandhi here, a. And similarly with a and a also will be a itself, and all these four combinations will be a, for example here in this case. Now you can use a different color, or maybe color pencils, crayons or something, and then you can just mark this with that particular color or highlight it this way. Same way you will get for the ikara also, ee also you will get the same thing, which will be the savarna dirgha sandhi. U also the same way, and then r and l also will be the same way. So that will be the diagonal, half of the diagonal will be the savarna dirgha sandhi. Next, a and e, with this combination, whenever you see a and e, gana ishaha or ganeshaha, or even similarly deva rama iti, rameti, for example, any of this if you consider, then what will happen, this will be a ekara here, and so on. So if you do this table for the swara sandhi, this is the table or the matrix for swara sandhi that you can think of. If you create this and keep it for yourself, all the sandhis that you have learned will be in one place. Next, similarly, what you will have to do is also for the Vyanjana Sandhi. So I'm just taking one screenshot of this. Okay. And then now we will again have to go for Vyanjana Sandhi again, where we will have to create a similar table for Vyanjana Sandhi. But for Vyanjana Sandhi, if you try doing it like say like a matrix like this, all the Vyanjanas in column wise as well as in the row wise, it will not be possible, because there are various other cases where it's interaction with the swaras or interaction with certain group of letters. In such cases, it'll be difficult for you to depict all those peculiarities in if you do exhaustively by listing all the letters in the for the Vyanjana Sandhi, and similarly for the Visarga Sandhi also. So how to go about for the Visarga Sandhi is, what are the cases that we have seen in the Visarga Sandhi? We have Ukaradesha, then we have Repha-desha, then we have Sakara-desha, then we have Lopa. So these are the four possibilities or the four cases of Visarga Sandhi. And in the Purvavarna, what are the various combinations that are possible? One is Hraswa Akara, and then you have a Visarga. Or the second case is Dirgha Akara, basically A and then Visarga. And then the other case that is there is with respect to any other swaras, Ihi, Ihi, Uhu, and so on. So that these are the three cases that are possible in the Purva Varna. And in the Paravarna, what are the possible cases that we have? We have when it is only Hraswa Akara, what will happen? Or when it is, say for example, Dirgha Akara or any other swaras, basically, we can also take that way, any swaras. Okay, so what would be the situation if it is any other swara? Or we have Mridu Vyanjana is the next category. When it is followed by a Mridu Vyanjana, what is going to happen? So it is, Mridu Vyanjana is the third, fourth, fifth letters of every varga, and higher, yeah, the ya, ra, la, va, and ha, those letters are the Mridu Vyanjanas. Or what will happen if it is a Karkasha Vyanjana? Karkasha Vyanjana, what will be the case if it is the other one? And then we may have a few special cases which we need to put a star mark and write it below the table. So if you are able to create this kind of a table as a summary of all the cases that we have seen in the Visarga Sandhi and identifying what type it is, whether it's Sakara Desha, Ukara Desha, and so on, then you will be able to master the Visarga Sandhi as well. Same way goes to also the Vyanjana Sandhi. Look into what way you can actually consolidate. So I'm not giving you the clue how to do for Vyanjana Sandhi, because you need to think going through all the Sandhis. What are the common cases or what are the commonalities in the Purvavarnas, in the Paravarnas, and try to see, consolidate, and try to create a table for your own self. So this exercise, if you do, more or less, you can master the concepts of Sandhi. The more important thing is to apply this knowledge. This is a tool. Sandhi, you can think it as a tool. Whenever you come across any shloka or any paragraph or any article that you are reading, try to do the Sandhi Chera there. Try to see where all there is Sandhi and try to split it. So more you apply these concepts, more familiar you will be about the topic, and you'll be more confident in answering any questions related to Sandhi. So that is the homework that I'm giving to you all. There's no submission, as I said already, no submission, but I want you to practice this or try doing this for all the Sandhis that we have learned so far. So that is the homework for today. So with that, I'll just see if there are any specific questions. 1 minute, let me lower everyone's hands first. And in the chat box also, let me check if there are any questions. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, now I request students to raise your hands if in case you have any question. Okay, there was one question in the chat box. Shrutimal Loke, how to split it? Yeah, it is Shruti Mat Loke. It is the Parasavarna Sandhi that we have already seen. That is the example of Parasavarna Sandhi. Paravarnasya kaha prayojanah Chhatva Sandhau. Paravarnasya kaha prayojanam iti prashtam. So if the Paravarna is not there in the Chhatva Sandhi, if those letters, whatever are listed in the in the Chhatva Sandhi table, if those are not there, then the chakara will not come. So that is the rule. So so if it is any other varna, then the Chhatva Sandhi will not occur. Okay. In place of Madhulit Shete, will it not be? Should it also be Madhulid Shete? No. So yeah, there is a prasanga of Chhatva Sandhi that can also occur in that case. Yes, that is right. So these were the questions in the chat box. Now I'll open up for Q&A in the among the students. Now let's see. Nalini Bhagini, you can ask your question. Maybe we'll go with 2 to 3 questions in the time available.
महोदय अत्र छत्वसन्धि विषये शिशुश्चादय इति कथं भवति शिशुश्चादय कथं
Correct. Shishuhu chadaya is ityasti. Then it will become Shishu's chadaya, basically based on the Vyanjana Sandhi. Sorry, based on the Visarga Sandhi, basically. And based on the Chhatva, the Sakara will change to Shakara. Shishush chadaya. That's how it would be.
One more sha has to be there, no? Sha chadaya,
correct. Shishush chadaya, yeah.
Because atra screen madhye
okay. I will check.
I think one sha is missing, I think. I just wanted to know. That's all.
Okay, sure. I will check and correct it if there is anything. Yeah, sure. Dhanyawada. Okay, next 1 minute. Okay, next Ravi Shankar Maurya, you can ask your question.
Acharya, the last one, Purvasavarna Sandhi, her is getting sometimes without her and with her. You have to write both. If suppose you have to write, if you go back to that lesson, here.
Yeah. So that is what this is optional. So if you don't do this Purvasavarna Sandhi, then the form will be Vagharihi. If you do that, it will become Vagharihi. That is how this will be. So it's optional.
In exam or in some writing, suppose we know it is Purvasavarna.
Yeah, you can make it. You can make this one. You can use this whenever you're using it. See, whenever there is an optional one, so it is good to also state in the exam also, for example, that both forms are applicable, both forms are possible. You can write that, but whenever there is a sandhi, then when you want to split, you know how it has to be done. So.
Dhanyawada, Acharya.
Sure. Dhanyawadaha. Okay, next question, Gopal Krishnan Mahodaya.
Namaste Mahodaya. This course material which you told for Sandhi, is it downloadable material? Means what form it is in?
Okay, so
I want to run it on a PC.
Right. So this, if you visit the page that is being put here, so I think this link will be also accessible once you see in the PDF, or even if you just search for Sandhi in our website also. So that way, there also you will be able to find it. So if you just come to sanskritfromhome.org and then you use the search feature, you can search for Sandhi directly in this, and you will see the material that is available here, so that you can use. And other way also is if you come to Digital Sanskrit Guru. So there are the apps, the applications that are available, which I said you can also download it onto your phone. So that will be on both the platforms, that is Android and Apple. So you'll be able to download the M Learning, or this is the mobile learning. If you just see here, digitalsanskritguru.com. That is the website. There as well, you will be able to download various applications that are there.
No, I
So
want to use it on a laptop or a PC.
Laptop or a PC. I think you'll be able to explore from this. You can know more about it.
It mentions a cost for that, some $7.03.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. So you can check about that, because yeah, this is an interactive tool through which you'll be able to learn. So there'll be something. So you should be able to explore more, or also get in touch with the support team in case you wanted a specific format to use on your PC, etc.
Okay.
Sure.
Dhanyawad.
Sure. And here also, if you see, there are other products. Earlier, it was also available in the format of a CD or a downloadable also. So that as well, you can you'll be able to make use of it. So you can explore the website. I think you'll be able to get more information on it. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Now coming back to the next question. Let us see. We'll take probably last one more question. Okay. So Yamini Bhagini, I think I answered one of your question in chat box. Okay, Sudha Bhagini, can you ask your question?
Dhanyawad. First off, my chat is not working. It says it's blocked and I cannot write any question. Number two, for the exercises and answers on our course, it is still not downloadable. So
Okay,
those.
so I think it'll be updated. So as I mentioned, so please give some time. But you have access to all the materials that are there. So
yes.
Related to the downloadable part. So as said, there was some changes in the way we wanted to make it available as for the download and so on. So there could be some time needed to set it right in that format and other things. So it would take some time, but be rest assured that whatever materials that we are providing, you should be able to access them any time. So don't worry about it. And related to chat, I'm not sure, because other students are able to chat. Maybe
Okay,
you will
so
have to
it
do,
says
you'll have to
chat
select.
disabled. It
Okay.
says chat disabled for me.
It cannot be for one person that way. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll check if there is anything related to that.
Okay.
Okay.
There you also mentioned you scared us about some test or exam on Sandhi.
Okay, it's not scaring anyway. I would say so. It was a heads up that I gave that there will be a Sandhi test that would come up. So since we have now completed the Sandhi lesson, maybe you can expect in a weeks or 10 days time, you can expect the test that may be announced. So it will be a computer-based test. You can do it in your own time whenever you start. There will be some time limit to complete that test. So it'll be available on the course page itself. So we will be sending an email related to it once it is available.
Thanks so much, Rika.
Sure. Dhanyawadaha. Okay, so with that, probably we'll conclude today's class. Sarvebhyaha dhanyawadaha. So if there are any further questions, please do write an email. I think there are a few emails from some of the students. I will respond them, or Maheshwari Bhagini will respond to those emails as well. So probably in this week we will try to answer those questions, whatever are there through the emails. So dhanyawadaha sarvebhyaha. Ram Ram Ram. Namo Namaha.